Hey, what's up, you guys? This is JD Rich coming back at you with yet another One Piece video. 1160 Aftermath. Now, I want to talk about God Valley and Blackbeard's backstory. Because as we can see in this last chapter, right? We clearly see that, Blackbeard, he pretty much had it rough growing up. Just like Shanks, because that we have yet to see in a way. But I think Blackbeard had it harder than Shanks, especially considering that look at what Blackbeard has to witness. You know, if you look at the last chapter and you see the panel of all the Davy members on stage, you know, all being persecuted for simply being of their racial clan or lineage. Apparently their clan has been hated since their ancestors' days and whatnot by the celestial, the supposed gods. Like, it's just funny to me. The supposed gods who self-proclaim gods are persecuting the actual people of God Valley. And there may be prejudice there, not just due to the racial lineage of the Davy clan, but also because, like, look at it. God Valley. Like, God Valley, you know what I'm saying? So you could essentially look at maybe all the inhabitants there on God Valley as... You could look at their whole clan, the Davy clan, as descendants of supposed gods, but not in a way that the Celestials claim, but in a different type of way due to their lineage. I can't really explain it that well. I got to do some more research and whatnot. But point is this, though: you have a whole land of people being persecuted simply because of their race. You know, and on top of that, where does this hatred for the Davy clan come from? Now, my instant thoughts is the history of Davy Jones, as well as other, remnants of Davy Jones that were passed down through over time. Because this hatred for the Davy clan, it expands back to the ancient kingdom days. So, with what we got with Joy Boy's backstory, Emu, Joy Boy's promise, and whatnot, and then Joy Boy's eventual battle with Emu, we may see another glimpse of Joy Boy's backstory, but from a perspective of Davy D. Jones. So we may get a Davy D. Jones side of the story as it pertains to the ancient kingdom and events that took place and transpired back in the day. Now, fast forward to back at this chapter. Look at Blackbeard's mom. Look, like, she's sheltering her kid, but she's not covering Teach's eyes. She actually wants Teach to see this foul, despicable nature of the so-called Celestials. She wants Teach to see that, all this because of who we are. All of this hatred, all of this discrimination, all of this injustice that is done to our family and our people simply because of who we are. Because one thing that strikes out to me about God Valley, the people there seem so peaceful and prominent, so proud. Like it's not in an arrogance of way, but the people there look out for each other. But then, as we saw, Garling, he made his discovery, and that discovery, being the Davy clan, brought them to a slaughter via the rabbit hunting contest and his protesting of having the contest take place at God Valley. So, when you look at the God Valley, right? I admit, when I first heard of God Valley, I immediately thought it was a home of a bunch of celestial up snobs. I did. But God Valley is simply just the home of an ancient clan who was actually ridiculed and hated since the ancient kingdom, since I would say 800 years. Who knows? They've been hated for a long time. Like, as one of those Celestials pointed out, they've been hated since the days of their ancestors. I'm paraphrasing, but you get the point. So, look at Blackbeard. You know, being a kid raised up in this, only 2 years old, I think, during this time. This kid was born amongst discrimination. And what's crazy is, this didn't happen to him, like, as far as these events go, this didn't happen to him until, like, he's 2 years old. So I would assume there was a life of peace prior to this. Like, the first years of him being born, they did live peaceful. They did thrive. Because after all, when you saw the chapter before this one, or maybe the chapter before that, it was either 1158 or 1157, Garling said that they needed the resources of this nation. It would prove greatly to the Celestials. It would prove great to them. And also, the people of God Valley have refused the banner of the government. They refused to join up with them, which told me that they were a prosperous, independent people. So the government didn't really, I guess, have anything that they could possibly want by joining them. But yet, Garling insisted that their resources were much needed. So, along with taking their resources, they're going to kill every inhabitant and every person that's on this land. So God Valley, like, you could say this is the home of the gods as far as those who oppose or who are of threat to Emu. You know what I'm saying? This could be another home of the D clan. Like, we know it's the Davy clan's home, but like the Davy clan is a part of the D's. So God Valley is going to give us a new, it's going to give us a new meaning and understanding of the will of D, but it's also going to expound on the clan of D's themselves. So you got clearly different segments and different factions of the D clan. Like I said in the last video, Nefertari D Lily, Trafalgar D Waterloo, like, you have different remnants and segments of the D clan that translate from race to people to family lineage. So God Valley, could God Valley be the origin of the D's? Like, as a land, could that be could the God Valley be the origin of the D clan itself? Like, where all the original D's came from? Or could it just strictly apply to the Davy clan and the Buccaneers? Because I think it's possible you can be a hybrid race of Buccaneer and Davy clan member. I'm not going to rule that out. But we also know that the Buccaneers hail from, like, in a way, as it's implied in the story, the Buccaneers also hail from the Davy clan as well. So who knows how they fit into this? But strictly talking about the Davy clan. And remember, the 13 super rare rabbits that are at this event, we don't know if all 13 are Davy clan members, but we know that one of them, Kuma, being a Buccaneer, is a part of that 13. So let's say 12 remaining. Outside of Kuma, the other 12 remaining that are on this stage, if that's all 12, I don't think they even show us all 12, but 13 super rare rabbits are part of the contest. One being a Buccaneer, Kuma, that we know of. The others, let's go on the strength that they're just Davy clan members. This can't be all the Davy clan members on this island. You know, I know that the Davy clan has been, like, shrouded in secret because of their family name and whatnot. And we know that Rox told his family, told his wife and Teach to believe in the Davy clan, depend on the Davy clan, have faith in the Davy clan. You know, beautiful sentiment, by the way. So that, like, having faith in the Davy clan, this clearly tells me that the Davy clan has saw through much adversity ever since the ancient. They always have a way of prevailing in the most discouraging adversity, as far as them being racially prosecuted for simply their family lineage. Now, this backstory, man, it's given us a lot of good information at face value, but also we know that there are things that we have yet to learn. And God Valley, man, God Valley with the Davy clan, this means so much for the story, because we get a deeper rooted history of the Celestials and their hatred towards this clan, but also the significance behind why this clan is so hated. Like, what was it about Davy D. Jones and his actions that would carry on such a history of hate for his people? And it may tie into the battle that took place with Joy Boy and Emu, because I believe that Davy D. Jones had a hand in that. And also, given who Davy D. Jones was, the lore behind him taking ships and all souls that get sinking in the seas under to his locker and whatnot, in his domain, courtesy of Emu's backstabbing him, portrayal of him, or a deal that went south. Emu clearly has some type of prejudice against the Davy clan, because the threat, they represent a threat. All D clan members represent a threat to Emu in a way, by them being D's, but it's the action behind the will that the Davy clan transpires and passes down that may be the biggest threat to Emu. The intention behind the actions of certain members of this race and how it impacted the world. So with Blackbeard, we clearly see that Blackbeard, he has an awful past, man. I've gained a whole new level of empathy for Blackbeard that I never thought I could have. Don't get me wrong, I couldn't stand Teach for most parts of the story. But looking at Teach's character and seeing who he is, it's no wonder that Teach turned out the way he was. Like, when you look at his backstory, this man grew up in his mother's arms, being racially discriminated against, but also being attacked and damn near exterminated on the strength of his genes and lineage. So Teach is special, and it's not just because he has devil fruits or anything like that, or any supernatural ability. Teach's race, his Davy clan race, they are significant to overthrowing Emu and essentially opposing the world government, as well as Luffy, right? But the D clan, we clearly see that the D clans, the history of the Ds, you have different intentions behind your will of D. Like Blackbeard's will is essentially, it could be anarchy in a way, as you can view it. Whereas Luffy's will, from his perspective of the D clan, it's freedom. Something that Joy Boy embodied. Freedom of connection, freedom through relationships, freedom through shared will and possibility of what is and what if. Whereas Blackbeard's, his will is based on, taking over power, you know what I'm saying? Conquest in a way. But a lot of that hails from the persecution that he faced. So with the D clan members, man, what do we like? Can we assume or can we speculate that God Valley is essentially the home of the Davy clan itself? I mean, it's Rox's homeland. You know, he had Whitebeard and his mom there. Like, I don't know if Whitebeard's mom is a Davy clan member. She doesn't have to be, but essentially Blackbeard being a Davy clan, Rox being a Davy clan member, who knows how many other Davy clan, like, God Valley could have been the entire home of either D's or just Davy clan members / Buccaneers, which I wouldn't even put it past that. Who knows? But then again, I don't think Kuma is from God Valley though, because he was on a slave ship being transported to the island. So, maybe that rules that out. I don't know if Buccaneers were. Could the God Valley have been home to Buccaneers? Maybe certain members, certain factions, a small population of them. Who knows? But I'm gonna say that God Valley may have been the entire home of the Davy clan, a secret home at that. Because who knows what other racial inhabitants took place or populated the land of God Valley. But it also brings me to something else. Shanks and Shamrock being born here as well, man. What race could their mother be? A Davy clan member? Could if she's not, what could she be? This seems to be the homeland of Shanks and Shamrock's mother. Garling, his homeland would more than likely be Mary Joie or somewhere else, and then he got discovered by Emus, the Celestials, in a noble family or something like that. Because Garling represents the Figurlin house. So maybe Garling was born into nobility and he wasn't born on God Valley. Garling discovered God Valley and discovered God Valley and wanted its resources. But then when he discovered the races of the people there, he knew it would please the Great One. Because one, this is a race that Emu opposes. This is a race that Emu condemns as his natural enemy. So it just got me thinking, man. I wouldn't even say Shanks and Shamrock are Davies. They're clearly not. They're of Figurlin descent due to their father's lineage. But their mother, what racial background does their mother hail from? Could she be a Davy clan member? I wouldn't rule that possibility out, but it would seem more than likely she's not. The way the story implies, it would seem that she's maybe something else completely as far as her heritage and lineage goes. But if Shanks and Blackbeard being born in the same land, you know what I mean? That's very significant. So then the land is called God Valley himself. You could sentimentally look at that as the gods who supposedly oppose the self-proclaimed gods. Like, God Valley could be the home of the natural clan, who are actually the natural born gods in a sense. And they are looked at as, because the D clan, we've learned earlier in the story that a translation of the D could mean natural enemy of the gods, born enemy of the gods. meaning you are a born enemy of the supposed gods like Emu, the Celestials, and whatnot, because you have a D in your name, but also you have the tendencies of something higher than yourself. You know, you embody the will of something that goes beyond even your own understanding, and you bring that out through the actions and the character development, but your actions and the will you, I guess, spread throughout the world. So we still have a lot to learn behind the meaning of this Davy clan, like the meaning of their lineage, the meaning behind like the lore of their land. Because God Valley, it just seems like a place that would naturally, it seems like it could be the whole birth behind the D clan in general or the Davy clan in general. But either way, like, we clearly see that God Valley is special, not because of the Celestials, but because of the race of the people that inhabit it. So they, look at this, they wanted to exterminate everybody on the land. And I think they're doing that because they can't take any chances of any surviving Davy clan members that may possibly slip through the cracks if they were to escape. Yet, this land, God Valley turned down, the people of God Valley turned down the government's offer. We can't look past that as well. They had resources that Garland believed could aid the government, but also he discovered that the Davy clan was still in existence and still thriving upon this land. Yet they've been brought to such persecution for simply existing. So look at the justice that this entails us, right? You know, in the story, we have absolute justice. We have questionable justice. I'm paraphrasing that, questionable justice. We have many different forms of justice, but it all comes down to how you perceive and follow it to your own accord. And Garp always, like, I'm bringing up Garp always tells his Marines to follow their own justice. You got to follow your own sense of justice, of what is right and wrong. Because right and wrong, I know at face value it's clear-cut, black and white, but it's really not. Right and wrong have so many nuances to it. What may be right to somebody may be wrong in the eyes of someone else due to maybe actions behind the supposed right, or how the right may affect things and people around it. It's vice versa via wrong. So, you know, with this injustice that the Celestials are opposing upon the Davy clan simply for existing, like, this injustice is a reason why they inspire the people they inspire to rise up and oppose the government, because they believe the Celestials are acting out of entitlement. Like, it's a superiority of entitlement, given that they believe that they are the self-proclaimed gods, and if they see another race that will naturally oppose them by their lineage and them possibly being the so-called right, I don't want to say rightful, but I'll just use it for the sake of conversation. The Davy clans, the D clan and the Davy clan in general, seem to be viewed as the natural enemy because they may be the rightful people to basically prosper and, I guess, live as free as they can. But that may impact, like, I'm being redundant, I know. The existence of the Davy clan members is seen as an automatic threat by the celestial dragons and whatnot. Their race is seen as an automatic threat to their existence alone, because they believe that because we are the self-proclaimed gods, it's our way, it's our rule, our way of life. You can't exist unless we allow it, and since we won't allow it, we have to exterminate you. You don't fit in with the agenda. You don't fit in with the program. You are not, you know what I'm saying? You are not meant to be. But if you are meant to be, you could bring possible threat to our existence, to our way of life, to our entitled sense of dominion and dominance over the world. So, man, we got a lot to unpack with this Davy clan. It's so much yet to learn. And also with Davy D. Jones, I'm really itching for a backstory on him. We have to see his perspective. We have to get in interaction with him and Emu, you know? And on top of that, what went wrong back then? Even in today's times, you could look at Blackbeard as the new Davy D. Jones and Luffy as the new Joy Boy, and take that correlation to back in the day. What happened between them that led to them clashing, but as well as Emu getting the drop on both of them? You know, because Emu sent both of them to bad fates. Emu had Joy Boy killed, and then Emu, I guess, cursed Davy Jones to roam the bottom of the seas. Like the bottom of the sea is Davy Jones' domain, Davy Jones' locker. So, you know, what happened there, and also Davy Jones passing down his will through his ancestors. Emu, it seems like Emu made it a personal manhunt to always kill the Davy clan mandatory. So the fact that they were still able to procreate and still pass down their ancestral lineage through procreation and inherited will, it just means that the Davy, like Rock said, have faith in the Davy clan. The Davy clan have always had a way of prevailing against any type of adversity, as it seems. They're survivors, but they're like a flame that you can't really extinguish, you know? And this flame is gonna spark a wildfire of rebirth for their clan, especially with Blackbeard being where he is today. And I hope that we get some type of expansion on Blackbeard talking about his own clan. I would love to see that. So it's clearly that the Celestials are imposing injustice on this race, but that injustice will eventually come to bite them in the butt, because one, we're gonna see how Rocks gives them a dose of their own medicine. Now, will we see Celestials getting killed by Rocks? Possibly, but we're gonna see them living as well due to Roger and Garp saving them. However, we need more backstory on God Valley. I gotta know. God Valley would seem like the home of the D's originally, or just the home of the Davy clan. And it seems like God Valley would be a place where the Davy clan were once living and thriving so vibrantly. And then Emu would come along, if Emu knew that they were there. But somehow it seems like they've been escaping death via extermination and eradication of the race ever since the ancestry of their Davy Jones. Because the hate for their clan, why the hate for their clan? Emu's propaganda, but the hate for their clan has been expedited and passed down to basically everyone, I would say, as far as like noble affiliation and celestial lineage and livelihood and whatnot. But also, what about the rest of the world? How do the rest of the world feel about the Davies? You know, what impact on the world did the Davy clan have? And the history of Davy Jones, aside from him having Davy Jones Lothar, what kind of impact did Davy have on the world? This is all stuff that we have yet to know and find out. So we're just in question for right now. But the Davy clan seem to be the rightful, not only like the home natives of God Valley, but also they're a stronger, it seems like they're up there as far as a stronger, naturally a targeted enemy of the supposed gods, the Celestials, than any other D clan member. And that may stem from the back history of Emu and Davy Jones. So that's I just wanted to bring y'all that. This is just my quick little rant. I still got more to cover on this and whatnot, but I just felt like I had to come and talk to y'all today, man. We are on a break right now, so I will be uploading more content. Just free thoughts, really. Just free thoughts, kicking it with y'all. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Davy clan. Let me know what you think about Emu and his hatred towards the Davy clan. And also, let me know, do you think that God Valley is the natural home of D's in general, or just the natural home of the Davy, like the native land of the Davy clan? I can't wait to learn more about these people. I can't wait, you know. We're like, do we know if any other members outside of Blackbeard escaped the island? Because Blackbeard is alive. Do we know if any other Davy clan members actually escaped this incident? Because we don't. But it would seem like this land of God Valley was peaceful, serene, and thriving until Garling made this discovery of them being there. And were the Davy clan members the only race here? I wouldn't think so, but I do believe this may be the homeland of the Davies. And what were Rox's parents like? We clearly know they were Davies, but like, what happened to them? We have so much to uncover. We got so much to uncover, so much to, unpack. It's not even, man, I'm gonna love this story. I'm gonna love this backstory. I really think that 1160 was a great chapter, but I also believe that we could have gotten more. There's more. When I say more, I just mean like we could have gotten the identities of both Shanks and Blackbeard's mom. That would flesh out. I just think that would flesh out a lot more answers to our questions that we have, because we still have questions regardless. But the identities of these women would expound so much on our two current Yonko today, as well as the incident itself that took place. Because Garland killed his baby mama. Garland just stabbed this woman. But that's all the more reason we have to find out who she is. Because the way he disregarded her, yet you slept with her and had these babies, man. What could if she was a Davy clan member, then maybe that could explain why Garland had to kill her. But other than that, it just seems like he's just a selfish, maniacal prick who just killed the mother of his kids because he just couldn't be seen with her due to her maybe being of a certain race that was looked down upon, or just a commoner even amongst the people. So we have yet to find out. There's much here to learn. This is JD Rich coming back at you with one more video, man. And you'll be seeing me soon. I'll be seeing you soon. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. And also let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the Davy clan. Let me know what you think about Emu and his history with Davy Jones. And also, do you think that the God Valley was the native land of the Davies in general? Let me know anything you got. Anything you got, just put it down below, man. Love you guys. Respect you guys. Much appreciations. I am out. And remember, man, a piece of life is life in one piece. Peace.